Hi everyone, how are you all doing? My name is Natalie. If this is the first time that you're watching my videos, I am a Western tropical astrologer and I use a whole sign house system to do all my forecasts and readings. In this video, we are talking about this week astrology because when I'm doing it, recording it and uploading it, we're already in the week. We are talking about June 30th to July 6th of 2025. So as of today, when I'm recording is July the 1st on Tuesday. This week, the astrology don't really happen until the weekend, specifically on Friday onwards. But I do want you all to take a note because as of this Monday on June 30th, Mercury is officially in its pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. If you have been watching my videos, I always refer this pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde as phase 1. Any planet retrograde, I always split them into 3 parts, phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 1 is always the pre-shadow phase of a planet retrograde, meaning that from now until the actual retrograde, this period of time is when the planet is still moving forward but is traveling through the degree points where it will retrograde back later on. Phase 2 is the actual retrograde journey. And then we have phase 3, which is the post-shadow energy after the planet station direct and move forward again and travel through all those degree points where it retrograded. So I want you all to start maybe paying attention, or if you have a habit of journaling, just try to make a mental note or write down what you are experiencing, what you're moving through, any kind of important, interesting conversations, idea or thoughts that you have with someone or someone have with you. You can feel free to make a little note about it, because from June 30th onwards until July 17, this is the phase 1, the pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde, and the actual retrograde will happen from July 17 to August 11th, and this Mercury retrograde will happen in the sign of Leo. And the post-shadow phase will start August 11th until August 24th. So basically our whole summer will be in Mercury retrograde. And again, it will happen in the sign of Leo between 4 degrees 14 minutes to 15 degrees 34 minutes. So you can make a note of the degree points. If you have any planets or points in those degrees in the sign of Leo or aspecting Leo, you might feel this a little bit more. See which house is ruled by Leo. Those might be the themes and topics that you will experience this Mercury retrograde with, and also of course what is happening, what you're moving through between now till July 17, because I always feel like that during the pre-shadow phase is when we can see some of the themes, the stories of our Mercury retrograde showing up for us. And during the actual Mercury retrograde period is when we were being invited to revisit those stuff, right? Whatever conversation scenarios, thoughts or ideas, they might come up and invite us to do all the REs, which is like readjust, rethink, revisit, realign, and so on and so forth. And during the post-shadow period, the phase 3, after Mercury station direct again, that is when we do the course-correct action or decision, when we reflect on what happened or the lessons took place during those times. So you can treat this coming Mercury retrograde as an experiment and use this way to see if this is how it show up for you or not. So yeah, this is just something to make a note of. And right when I am recording this video, I just want to share something that I found very interesting, but also aligning with this Mercury retrograde in Leo that we will all experience together. Because right when Mercury about to begin its pre-shadow phase 1 of Mercury retrograde, we have this news. Beyonce, a celebrity, which is often associated with Leo energy. You know, Leo is the royalty, celebrity, that outward, look at me, take up space, take on the stage energy. So we have a celebrity and in a concert, and it was really scary to watch, but her vehicle tilted, and she was just hanging on, but eventually she has to stop the concert because it's just too dangerous, and she has to be pulled back down and came off from the vehicle. And it's so ironic that Mercury rules transportation and vehicles, and it's just like you cannot be more like on point with it. The astrology is just simply really literally astrologying. So I thought that was so interesting to see that happen for us. We might see more news about Beyonce's concert later on, and maybe we will find out what really happened, why did that accident really happen, and maybe we will, it will be revealed to us. That's exactly what Mercury retrograde is about, right? So that is one of the very loud expression and manifestation of this retrograde. So yeah, just take a look and see where is Leo for you, what are the themes and houses, what are the themes and topics, areas of life is that about, and see what happens. And always remember to share with me. I would always love to know. And then here comes July 4th, Friday, when we have a bunch of aspect transit happening. First, we have Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus, and at the last anaretic degree at 29 degrees. So this is loud, okay? This is really loud and just very, you know what, right now I personally already seeing how this energy manifests. Like I always say, even though I mentioned the day, the degree point, that some aspect transit is taking place, doesn't mean we will only feel it during that time, because energy is fluid. We will probably feel it a little bit before and after. And on a collective level, Venus conjunct Uranus and Taurus can be unexpected financial crisis announcement news, because it's anaretic degree. So it's like that moment of crisis, is that crashing out point where it's like, you know, or it's just simply like exhausted, or just like OMG. So there, knock on wood, but there's a possibility of, you know, maybe crash in the stock market, financial market, cryptocurrency, so on and so forth. Or this is because with Uranus, this is unexpected. So there might be some unexpected announcement news surrounding those topics. Maybe there's a new form of stock coming up to the market, or like new form of currency, or I don't know, like a new coin coming out. It can be that, right? Or maybe some news surrounding existing one, but it can be something that is like we didn't expect, that caught us off guard, or there's just this wild card energy in it. And of course, Taurus relates to our Mother Earth, relate to the nature. And right now, I've already experienced it. When I say that, is the weather in Hong Kong is just crazy. Okay, it's been like raining cats and dogs, crazy thunders, and yeah, it's just. And then I was just watching the news. There's like natural disaster happening in different parts of the world with rainfalls, flooding, and just so on and so forth. Or, you know, all those other devastating natural disaster. Of course, we don't want that to happen. Nobody wants that to happen. But at the anaretic degree, this is how it can come up sometimes. And on a personal level, it can be like a sudden influx of money for some of us, or maybe a sudden outflow of money too for some people. Maybe someone just pay you back some kind of money. You got like a rebate check back, or you got a deal that went through that will promise you a inflow of money, or maybe the loan got approved, right? It can be any kind of things like that. So that can be what is happening for us on a personal level. It can also be Uranus is kind of that electric sudden aha moment revelation. So it can also be us feeling like a revelation and epiphany coming in about ourselves, right? Regarding to money matters, or Taurus, Venus, all these energy talks about our self values, right? About what's right and wrong. Venus is ruled by Taurus, Venus rule Taurus and Libra. So one energy can be how our embody our values, right? What we believe in. And on the other hand is what do we think is just and right? This scale of Libra. So it can be you having some kind of awakening moment, epiphany, because it's the energetic degree. It's like, whoa, suddenly you realize, wow, I didn't know that, or I wasn't sure, but now I know. It can be about yourself. It can be like, oh yeah, I can do it. I see myself doing that or embodying that, and this is what I believe in, and I am going to take action. I'm going to speak up about it. I'm going to express that, or I'm going to take some kind of action, or so on and so forth. So this can be how it manifests for some of us as well. Later in the day, Venus will enter Gemini at 11:30 p.m. Hong Kong time or 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. So Venus in Gemini is like a 180 compared to Venus in Taurus. It's a very, very different energy. Venus in Taurus is very grounded. You are embodying all those sensual and feelings, indulging, really enjoying, taking your time to savor the nature, the food, whatever makes you feel comfortable, safe, secure, and even a little bit luxurious, right? But Venus in Gemini is quick, is fast, is playful, is light and flirty, is curious, is that social butterfly energy. So Venus in Gemini is more like you chatting people up, connecting with different people, existing friendship, connections, or just being social and connecting with new people. And often these kind of connections are very surface level. They won't go too deep. It's just like, oh, hi, bye, small talks. Oh, how are you? My name is Dada. I do this. Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay, let's move on. There's more people to talk to, so maybe I'll come back to you, or maybe not. I don't mean to say in a bad connotation. It doesn't have to be bad, but it's just like it's not the time where you feel like you need to only talk to one person and go really deep and having this really profound, deep, excavating kind of conversation. It's more like a social butterfly energy. You are just mingling and just like networking with people. So you might find during this transit, you might embody that energy a little bit more. So yes, that is why on the shadow aspect, Venus in Gemini do have a reputation of just like not committing to anyone, just like looking around, seeing what's out there, instead of, being very solid and committed to certain people, friendship or relationship, hobbies or whatnot. It's more of a just let me chat with everyone and see what happens kind of energy, right? So yes, if you're looking to connect with people romantically, I would suggest this is definitely a great transit to put yourself back out there if you have been hesitating, or if you were, just kind of wondering. This is a great transit during Venus in Gemini to just dip your feet out to see what's out there, see what's happening. Maybe go on a dating app and see how is it like right now, or just be curious, just go on to like those meeting functions, networking functions, or speed dating. So Gemini, speed dating, you're literally, hi, how are you? Quick question, Q&A, and then you leave in 15 seconds. Next. So that is the kind of vibe during Venus in Gemini. You might be chatting up with new friends. You might be enjoying your time, simply hanging out with people, being social, and so on and so forth. So enjoy this energy. Be a little bit more lighthearted and playful and flirty if that's your vibe, and enjoy this transit. Another aspect that is happening during this July 4th, 5th time is Neptune stationing retrograde at 2 degrees 10 minutes in Aries. It will happen 5:53 a.m. Hong Kong time on July 5th or July 4th, 2:33 p.m. Pacific time. And Neptune will station direct later at the end of the year in December on December the 10th. So people always wonder, when outer planets like Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, sometimes Jupiter and Saturn too, but mostly those are the three more than outer planet that we were talking about usually, is Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. When they station retrograde, is that going to impact us individually a lot? Not exactly during the whole period of time, because outer planets are more of a collective generational planet. They move slower, they are further away from us, so it's more of a collective energy. And I mentioned always the time because usually we feel them the most during their station time. When they station retrograde and direct, that's when we feel them the most. So usually the week before and after, around the stationing, that is when we feel those energy the most. And this can be mostly what is happening on the collective, and then somehow it will of course affect us individually as well. So think back since March 30th. That is when Neptune entered Aries. So far we have experienced 3 months or so of Neptune in Aries. So this past 3 months, it's been like a little glimpse, just a little quick peek for all of us to see what Neptune in Aries might feel like for us individually and collectively for the next 14 years, because Neptune will be in Aries for 14 years. Yes, pretty long. And it's like just giving us a little taste. It doesn't mean like anything we experience is set in stone during the past 3 months. But Neptune might have given us a period of time to reimagine, to rethink the themes and topics, the areas of our life that is ruled by the Aries house, right? So take a look and see which house is ruled by Aries. What are the theme, topics, and area of life is that about for you? Perhaps the past 3 months have you rethinking, even reimagining the possibility of those themes and topics or that area of your life, and ponder if they are possible in some way. Maybe you used to think that, oh, I'll probably do it later. I'll probably won't have time to attend to that theme, topic, area of my life until later in life. But maybe the past 3 months have you rethinking, maybe that's possible. Maybe it is not just a fantasy or dream. Maybe I can really ground them into reality. Maybe I can really make it happen for myself. But it's just like that initial feeling. So during the retrograde, you might go back to the drawing board to revisit whatever come up during the past 3 months as well. And Neptune is often referred to the fog as well. While it refers to dreams, fantasy, our visions, our subconscious mind, it also rules like the fog, right? When Neptune is around, sometimes there is this like foggy layer that won't allow us to see clearly sometimes, that bring in a little bit moment of like brain fog and have us, that's why, be in the illusion state of mind sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. So at a collective level, Neptune retrograde can also kind of lifting the veil up, revealing something that we didn't see before, or we were guessing but not sure, right? And maybe the truth will come out, the actual thing will come out and show itself. So on a collective level, it can be news that we were suspecting or we were questioning, but the media or the people trying to cover it, the world leader trying to cover it, but now the veil has been lifted and now we see. So that can be that. And speaking about this energy, I do want to say, not not trying to always refer back to wars and stuff, but Aries ruled by Mars do talk about fire, weapons, wars, and do we not have that around the world happening right now, right? So, and we also recently learned more and more about what is really happening. More and more, even the mainstream media is trying to talk a little bit more about it, clearing the fog, to reveal what the IDF is really doing, what the leader tell them to do, right? We're definitely seeing more of that. And hopefully that will also prompt people to really wake up and see the truth and decide what to do about it. Now that you know, you cannot pretend you don't know anymore. Then how are you going to respond to all these stuff? So we'll just have to see, because ironically it's happening during July 4th, and July 4th is very important to a certain country. We will have to see what is happening, because Uranus, Venus conjuncting can also, during that time, also can mean an uprising energy, breaking free, that Uranus, sudden electrifying, rebellious energy. We might definitely see some headlines around the US, right? Because that day is the Independence Day, right? Whatever we want to say it. Anyway. One more thing I want to say is that on July 6th, we have Venus in Gemini, sextile Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So this personally is beautiful aspect. It's a sextile. It's like an opportunity, an opening of energy for us to be aware and take action if we choose to. So Saturn, Venus, sextile can definitely have that locking in, let's solidify, let's lock in, let's do this, let's commit to this kind of energy. And with Venus, of course, it talks about relationships. So for some, maybe this is romantically, you are deciding to lock in with someone. You decided you want to be with that person, you want to take it up a notch, bring it to the next level, or maybe this has to do with some kind of money matters. You want to solidify something in your life. And then Gemini is like exchanging, right? Communication, chatting. So with Neptune, with Saturn, this can be you connecting with someone that maybe you guys share the same dreams and have a very fruitful conversation. Who knows? Maybe you meet someone, chat with them, and find out that they can bring your dreams into reality. I mean, I would love that to happen for all of us, but maybe only some of us will feel it. But hey, it's still nice, right? So that can be that. Again, so this week, most of the astrology is during weekend, and next Monday we have one of the loudest, biggest astrology happening. Uranus enters Gemini. So I will definitely do a separate video for that. I am traveling again. There's just a lot of trips planned and not planned during this summer, and I just moving through a lot personally as well. My internet might be a bit spotty next week as I will be in China. I don't know how the situation will be, if I'm able to upload my Uranus and Gemini video, but I'm definitely going to try and make it sometime this or next week and have it ready very soon. So because I do want to talk about it, it's quite significant. Not quite, it's literally very significant for all of us. So again, like that Saturn and Aries video, my plan is to be able to do like an in-depth video for all of us, so that we know how the energy can show up for us, what can we expect individually on a collective level, and so on and so forth. Again, as always, I'm sending you all so much love. Take care. And I am forever grateful for all of you that's here, that make this community possible. So I really do hope that what I do and share here, able to provide any kind of help or encouragement or just something to help you move through all these astrology that we're all experiencing and moving through together, you are not alone. Please always remember to reach out, to connect with me, and if I can be an assistant, be in service for you, I provide all kinds of astrology consultation, tarot and akashic records reading. I do coaching through all these tools. I also do distant day key energy healing. Just reach out, send me an email. Everything is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time.